Alright, it's another beautiful day and it's Sunday. Sun shines, pretty warm. Let's do a temperature check, shall we? Look at that bench. I need to clean that off. It's almost 50 degrees, 48. I'm not going to do big projects on this today because I got a lot of stuff I got to do outside. I had to move a lot of stuff around yesterday to get this engine out and that transmission. I had to move the Model A, a couple of trucks. Anyways, I got to put everything back. I got to put my engine storage facility back where I found it. And, which means when my new engine comes in, I'm going to figure out what to do with that. I sort of entertained the notion of putting it in the 66. But it's pretty cool with that little 283 in it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So today I'd like to, at the minimum, figure out the drive shaft. What I need to do. And I would like to get out the floor pan and set it on there and see if I'm going to have to modify it to fit the transmission, and see if, since this is an Explorer rear end and it's offset to one side, see if the drive shaft is going to be hitting the drive shaft tunnel, if I need to do any modifications there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think I'm going to finalize this mount until the headers come in and I test fit them, which it's not supposed to take too long before they're here. I'd hate to weld everything in and then figure out I got to modify this mount because the headers don't fit. But they should fit, I think. So, we shall see. Alright, now that I got my workbench pretty darn clean, I mean, isn't that something? Anyway, I'm going to remove, this is the piece that goes on the rear end, the Explorer rear end, and I'm going to remove that U-joint. By the way, the U-joint feels good, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use it. I need to figure out how I'm going to mate this to the correct drive shaft. So I'm going to first remove this so I can see what kind of U-joint I got there. Alright, there it is. I removed the aluminum portion, which I don't really know that I ever need that. At this time, I don't have the ability to weld aluminum. I can gas weld it a little bit, but Not good enough for a dry shaft. Anyways, I've done some measurements, which you should be able to look this up and see what U-joint is supposed to have, but the cap is 1.0625. Actually, I wrote ID, but that's right and wrong, because it would be ID inside the drive shaft, but it's OD right here. And it's 3.625 wide. Alright, now let me go find a drive shaft that fits the car. Fits the transmission, I mean. I think I got one here. Now this one here, I don't know if you can see how well you can see that since she's done got a little rusty. That came out of that Suburban. The Little Miss Suburban. It was real boogered up right there. So this is the right thing, but it won't do right. I ought to grind it or something to make sure it's known that is not usable. The rest of the drive shaft's okay though. Let me measure and see how it does U-joint wise and lengthwise. Alright, well, it's a little too long. I just laid it up in there. It's probably like 4 or 5 inches long. Just eyeballing. So I'm going to go look around and see what else I got. I'm sure I got something. Let me go see what else I got. I can shorten this. But this came out of a Suburban. Bet you one out of a Yukon wouldn't be that. Or a Tahoe or something like that. Would be about right. But I don't have any more of those. I sold them all. So I guess I'm going to have to go to the junkyard if that's what I'm going to do. Trouble is, at the junkyard, they put forks under them and they always bend the drive shafts. At least that's been my observation. Alright, that drive shaft there is the correct length, it appears, but it's got a turbo 350 yoke on it, which ain't gonna fit that. And it's got kind of a smaller U-joint here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to log that. That's a possibility, but I'm going to go to the junkyard and see what I can find out of a 4-wheel drive Tahoe or something like that, where I can get the front yoke already in it and the length about right, or right enough where I can just get a combination U-joint. But I wonder what the chances of finding a straight drive shaft at the junkyard are, but I'm fixing to find out. One of our subscribers sent us some cool stuff in the mail here. His name is Scott. From one hack to another. Hack on. It's a good braided rear brake line. Some cool fabricated valve covers. A new air breather. That pops in the valve cover. Breather there. There's another one. Another one. And on the bottom side here, new carb gasket. You always lose those when you take the air cleaner off and flip the throttle. The fan blows them away. New air filter. Some braided fuel line. And a fuel filter. So that's pretty cool. Appreciate that a bunch. Might even be able to use this on this car. So we appreciate it. Right, babe?
Yep.
Alright. OJ, is that you? Alright, here's what I came up with at the junkyard. Just as I suspected, every Tahoe that had a drive shaft, which there wasn't too many, had a bent one. People really stripped them things down. Quick, apparently. But I did find this laying on the ground under a Trailblazer 4-wheel drive. That come out of the transfer case. Those things got little bitty short drive shafts. But it's the right yoke. So I think what I'm going to do is I got to do a little research and come up with a combination joint there for this. and a combination joint in the front as well. Or maybe they're the same. That's outside snap rings. That one ain't. But anyway, that's my plan for the Driveshaft. This is the correct length. 50 inches center to center. 50 inches center to center. So I think if I come up with the right U-joints, I'm golden. I think. Alright, been back here doing the hot rod shuffle. Moving things around. I'll just let you listen to this one time before I shut her down. Isn't that nice? Alright, that's it. Alright, I'm about out of time for the day, but one thing I do want to do is pop that U-joint out of that yoke so I can figure out what I need to order to make this Driveshaft work. That's what I want to do. I think that came out of a Firebird, if I remember right. But I can't swear to it. And that's out of an Explorer, and that came out of a Trailblazer. I think that's what they call them things. So we'll see if we can match it all up.
Watermelon, orange, lime.
What are you talking about, shrimp? Alright, come here and hold this camera. I gotta show them something. See them little nubbins sticking out right there? That's nylon. That's nylon locks. That's why you don't see snap rings or anything like that right there. So I'm going to fire up my torch here and heat it up, and Mrs. Heavy Chevy's going to film it.
Sweet.
I think. Alright, here, watch this. I need a new torch. This one's kind of
Keep blocking the view.
fire up the other torch. I think so, because this one's making me mad. Alright, turn the camera off.
Yes.
Is that thing on?
Yes.
Here we go with a real torch now. Not squealing, making me mad. Reminds me of some kid you used to babysit.
I don't imagine who that was.
Oh look, it ain't doing what it usually does for some reason. It's coming out the side up here. Usually it'll start squirting out there. Is it? There it goes. It's gonna come out the other side. See there? And then usually once it squirts out like that, you can hammer it right out. Alright, I'm going to do the other side and I'll bring you back. Don't get too close now.
Really?
See that? Didn't squirt out as much there, did it? Squirted out that side. Alright, now let's see if it comes apart. You want to video that too?
Sure.
As long as you're standing right there, resting. See? Uh-oh, what happened? Don't want to come loose. It's fairly hot, so I'm being somewhat gentle. There we go. I was right, it was hot. Once again, I was correct. Alright. You can turn it off now. See it getting squirting right out of there? And then once it does that, see it's pushing right out. Just take this little guy. There goes all the little needle bearings. Now we got to heat up this side. I heated that a little bit longer than I needed to, really.
Let me try from another angle.
See, it's starting to squirt out. Usually once it does that, that's all you got to do.
Oh.
There we go. It all fell apart. It all went to pieces.
Just like it should.
Alright, I think I got this all figured out now. I've got to get a combination U-joint. Well, I haven't got it all figured out. I figure I've got the measurements so I can figure it out. I need to get a combination U-joint to go from the Trailblazer yoke that'll fit in the 4L80E to the Firebird Driveshaft, which is that size. And then from the Firebird Driveshaft to the Explorer rear end. And I think it'll all work out. And then we'll just put this here in inventory, which is a Turbo 350 or Saginaw, I think. Oh my gosh, it's broke right there.
Is that any good?
It's good enough to measure. Actually, it's good. But I would put a new one in anyway. We'll just keep it to stick in the end of a transmission, stop it up from leaking, or put it in something, or whatever. But as y'all can tell, I use that phrase a lot. Keep it. She's going to ring the bell from a different perspective than I usually do because I'm sitting down.
Taking it easy.
Taking it easy. Alright, I got my shirt all dirty. What the heck? Thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. Hit the like button. It helps out. I don't know why, but y'all don't hit the like button very much. Hit the like button.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
And thanks, Scott, for the items.
Thanks for the cool stuff. And don't forget to go to www.mrheavychevy.com where you too can wear some and own some cool merchandise. Alright?
Help us on more builds.
Yeah, or at least get this one done. This one's into my pockets deep. Reminds me of CarCraft article I read a long time ago. How to finance your hot rod using credit. Date by David Freiberger, I think it was.
How do you remember that?
I just remember stuff. I also forget stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Like, where the heck is my camera? Or my glasses?
Where the heck is Mr. Heavy Chevy? Where the heck is my camera? Where the heck is my... How can I lose that? I just had it.
I saw a graph the other day that showed building cool hot rods, and time spent looking for the tool I just had in my hand, and it had a lot on there. All right, that's it. I'm done talking now. I know when to shut up.